Hi guys, welcome to a fireplace chat that is not a fireplace because I'm living at my dad's. So let's see how this goes. So if anyone didn't watch the last one, um, this ran into like a show, a web series or a show or whatever you want to call it that I'm doing, where I just talk about celebrity news. Everyone probably knows what I'm going to talk about today, so I'm just going to start. Okay, so a trending topic on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday, or the day before something, it was reported yesterday on the news, and it is whatever, Justin Bieber was caught smoking weed, and then on Twitter, people started trending cut for Bieber, I think. Yeah, cut for Bieber. Okay, I know like that it was actually like a prank from 4chan, which is 4chan does a lot of stupid stuff. Some of it's funny, some of it people find funny, and some of it people don't. This I particularly didn't find funny in the way it was done by most people. But some people it's funny because some people were posting like the hashtag cut for Bieber with them cutting paper, cutting their fingernails, cutting fruit, which like that was funny because like people are like seeing the hashtag and they're like, oh my god, and then you like click on a picture and it's like cutting fruit. I don't know, but a lot of people were actually posting pictures of like people cutting, not necessarily like them at first. But then of course, little girls were seeing it, and they were, uh, teenagers are just very susceptible to self harm, and self harm does become addictive. Like it's not funny in that way. So now, like these little girls are seeing it, and they're in love with Justin Bieber, so they think like, oh, okay, so now I'm gonna cut myself because it's for Justin Bieber and everyone's doing it. So that I don't think is right at all. I think that it was a not well thought through joke by whoever posted it on 4chan. Um, like I said, if it was done in like the way where people were posting it, and then when you clicked on the pictures, like it was like fruit or paper or like fingernails, like that's okay because little girls are like, oh my god, like what is this? And they click on it, and then everyone just laughs. But it's the people that started posting pictures of actual like self harm that made the joke not be okay. Um, and people responded. They they tweeted things like "cut for Bieber" seriously, or "suicide jokes are not funny on any level," which I agree. Although there's a difference between self harm and suicidal actions, because I believe that self harm itself is actually not a suicidal action because I have experience with self harm, which for me, well, I was also suicidal at some points. When I cut myself, it wasn't necessarily suicidal in nature. Like I don't know if you can see on here, but you can see like my scars and stuff. Yeah, there we go. And it's on this one too. But that was a long time ago. I haven't cut myself in probably almost 2 years now, which I think is great for me. And if you're going through that and you need help, you can always email me. My email is my username at gmail.com. So on this channel, it will be katechristineXO@gmail.com, or you could email katechristinevlogs at gmail.com or katechristina4@gmail.com, and I will answer you on any one of those. So anyway, back to Justin Bieber. So, and then of course, then they consult a therapist. So the therapist says what most people know is that self-injury is a huge issue among the teenage population, especially girls are more susceptible to it, and that there are statistics showing that 1 in 4 teenage girls will try self-harm. So if you're like a teenage girl and you're already having a hard time, and then and you're like one of the believers, I think they call themselves believers, right? I don't know. I was like older, I guess, than the Justin Bieber like fan club. Uh, so in case you guys didn't know, which I think a lot of you don't, like I think a lot of you guys think I'm like younger than I am, but I turned 21 in 25 days, February 4th. So I'm not in high school. I'm not a teenager anymore. So I don't know. I can kind of like look back on this in like retrospect rather than like being in it right now. Um, so it says that 1 in 4 teenage girls try self-injury, and then um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so if you're like a believer, which is where I got off track, and you see something saying cut for Justin Bieber and you're already having a hard time, then you're trying self-injury, and you may find that it makes you feel better. But there's something, if anyone out there is watching that is thinking about self-harming or has self-harmed, will know this, that cutting or burning or whatever you're doing to self-harm only makes you feel better for 5 minutes maybe. And then you feel worse. You actually end up feeling worse after. But when you do it for so long, it becomes addictive. Which sounds weird if you don't have any problems with cutting yourself or you never have. It's it becomes addictive. You can't it feels like you can't stop. It feels like it's the only thing you can do. So to start something like this, which I understand that it was a joke at first, um, that this is just not a good thing, and just the fact that Justin Bieber hasn't said anything about how dangerous self-harm is, because even though I do generally believe that self-harm is not suicidal in nature, that it can be, especially if you're that young, you really don't know what you're, not that you ever know what you're doing, but when you're that young, you don't know that, oh, if I cut too deep on the underside of my arm, I may actually bleed out and die. And I think, especially because I know Justin Bieber has some fans as little as, like, one of my little cousins is a fan of him, and she's only 7. And she's been a fan of him since she was, like, 5. So, not that those kids should be on Twitter, but the fact that some of these young kids do have their own iPads, their own computers, their own iPod touches, their own iPhones, like, they could have a Twitter and their parents might not know about it, and they see something like this, and you're just opening something up to a fan base that some kids are so young. And I think if Justin Bieber would tweet something, I don't know, maybe he has by today. This was yesterday that this article was written that I'm reading. So, I think that if he hasn't, he definitely should tweet or make a statement about the dangers of self-harm and why you should not do that for anyone, and also maybe say why he was smoking pot, which, you know, people do that. That people think of Justin Bieber as how he was when he first became popular, where he was like, I don't know how old he was exactly, but I think he was like 15 or 16. And, I think he's 19 now. I think he's only a few years younger than me. So, really, like, sorry, um, he's an adult. Like, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. And to cut over something so stupid is not right. And to put this out there for little kids who are very susceptible to, like, wanting to be popular, so anything that's popular, they're probably gonna do it. So I just think that this joke was done wrong, where it could have been done right, and but I think it was in bad taste the way this was done. So, that's it for today. Look for a new uh, video on my music channel, Kate Christina 4, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! Remember, like, comment, subscribe, do it.